So today, guys, I'm excited to show you guys a new build that I've been messing with. I actually been looking for a build that I could just run around with a pistol. And the one pistol is a TDI card. You guys know because that gives you one skill tier. So I was trying to see a build that I could put out more armor and still receive a 6-tier skill, right? Because when you're at tier 6, those skills just hit that much harder. So that was really the goal with this build. I wanted something that really could perform and that would do really good. And as you guys are seeing this gameplay right here, just look at these gold enemies trying to chase me around, and the skills are just literally dropping them in seconds. And that's what's crazy, because if you actually get 2 gold enemies, 2 purple enemies, red enemies next to each other, this is where this actually shines. And that's where you're gonna notice the same amount of damage that this build can put out, right? And what's even crazier, if you get 2 skills separated from each other, then you can definitely take out more of the battlefield at once. And overall, this is probably one of my favorite skill builds, and I think a lot of you guys will enjoy this if you guys like running with a pistol, right? Because it's fun to run around and act like you're John Wick every now and then with the pistol and just have fun, right? And that's what you're gonna be seeing right here in this gameplay. And then the build, once I break it down, you'll be like, okay, I see how this all works. So if you guys have been looking for a build, a different type of skill build, one that you're not running around with those weapons like the capacitor or the test subject, well, this might be the skill build for you. So let's get into it and let's talk about how this build is broken down. So you guys saw it right there. You guys got to see the build in action. And what I want to do right now, guys, is show you guys how this build is set up and how I'm able to just use the pistol and still receive a lot of damage, right? I'm still able to put out the damage because most of the damage is coming from those skills themselves. So let's get into it. First thing is you guys want to make sure you have the technician class. This is going to allow you to get 1 skill tier plus 10% skill damage. So make sure you guys have both of those selected in your skill tree. The next thing you guys want to make sure is you guys have the TDI card. Now the reason why you guys want this is while this is equipped, you get plus 1 skill tier, you get the pistol damage, and then you have in sync. And what in sync does is when you're hitting an enemy with your pistol, you're gaining 15% skill damage, and when your skills are hitting them, they're getting 15% weapon damage. Now when you do this together, it bumps up to 30%. So you're getting 30% weapon damage and 30% skill damage with this, plus the 1 skill tier. So that's why that's the pistol we're going with. Now before we get into the build breakdown, I did want to show you real quick my armor regeneration before this does reset. So at full stack, you'll see me at 46,000 armor regeneration. And that's why this build is so good, because I'm getting armor back. I don't really have to use my armor kits, and I have enough armor to survive. I'm sitting at 1.4. I should be about 1.5 million armor if I get everything rolled up. We are running a 3-piece Empress International. For the first piece of Empress is the mask. This is gonna give us that 10% skill health. We have armor on here, we have skill damage, we have armor regeneration, and then we have skill haste on the mask itself. For the chest, we are running a 2-piece brazos, and what the 1 piece is gonna give us is that 10% skill haste. The second piece is gonna give us that plus skill tier. Now we have armor on here. This is where I say I can bump up my armor. And then we have skill damage, weapon handling. You pretty much could put anything there. You can swap out the weapon handling. You can put whatever you want. Ideally, I would like to swap that out a little bit, but I'm not complaining about it. And then we have skill haste on there for the mod, and then we have kinetic memento, which is amazing because remember, stacks increase your total skill damage by 1%, up to 15 stacks per skill. But now this is lost on cooldown, and this is pretty good because I'm gonna have both skills up, so I'm gonna gain the max amount of skill damage I can by having both of these fully up at one time. For the second piece of brazos, we have the holster, and I put the Picaro's holster because we have armor on here, another piece I can max out, you see. We have skill damage, and then we have weapon damage. So this is another piece I definitely want to get up there. Once I get these pieces up there, I should be about 1.5 million armor on the build, and that's going to also increase my armor regeneration, because remember, the armor regeneration is a percentage of your total armor that you have on your build, plus the amount of armor regeneration you have stacked. So we have armor, skill damage, and weapon damage right here. For the knee pads is our second piece of Empress International. It's gonna give us that 10% skill damage. We have skill tier, skill damage, and skill haste on this piece. For the gloves is our third piece of Empress. We have skill efficiency for 3-piece, and that's all the benefits of skills in general. So you have skill damage, skill haste, skill duration. So that's why skill efficiency is so powerful. And when you put the 3-piece, it's very good. So we have skill tier, skill haste, and skill damage on this one. As you guys see, I try to put skill haste and skill damage on mostly every single piece, because that way if my skills do go down, that skill haste will come back. Well, the skill will come back a lot faster, right? Because of the skill haste. And then finally, we have the Memento Backpack, and that's where we're getting a lot of our armor regen. Besides the armor regen we have. So we have weapon damage, armor, skill tier, and we have a skill haste mod. Kill confirmed, obviously, it is really good every time I pick up a trophy, but the real big benefit of this, honestly, guys, is when I'm at full stack, I have 30% skill efficiency. So again, it's gonna improve all my skill damage that I'm getting. And then obviously when you do pick up trophies, you get that 10-second boost. But the big boost that you're gonna have is that 30% weapon damage, 30% skill efficiency, and 3% armor regen. And you saw with the extra little armor regen I had rolled on the mask, I had a nice chunk of armor regen. And once I get the armor up even more, that should definitely bump up. And that's just because this build isn't fully optimized. And then if we go over to our stats real quick, you can see for the pistol, let's swap over to the pistol. We have about 185,000 weapon damage, 15% crit chance, 45% crit damage, 133% headshot damage. So ideally that's where the damage, but the real damage comes from the skills themselves. So if we go down, you'll notice we have the striker drone, which is sitting about the damage 70,000 damage. And then not only that, I was able to bump up the damage, and that's why I'm at that 70,000, because I do have level 15% striker damage on this one. And then also I have the assault turret, right? And that has an additional 5% damage from the expertise. So I'm sitting at 1.8. So you can just imagine once I get that 30% skill efficiency, the big chunk of damage that I'm putting out. And that's what's really cool about this build. And it's all done with the pistol, guys. And that's what I like. You can run this build. If you guys are struggling to get the Memento Backpack, highly recommend trying Summit or Countdown, and make sure you put targeted loot backpacks. And then obviously in Countdown, you get those points. You can use those for the exotic caches, and then just keep spending it on that. That's what I personally would do. But yeah, Summit, put backpacks in the harder difficulty you can do. If you can do that, I've had friends get it on challenging, heroic, whatever. And then obviously Countdown is a good one. You can do it on challenging, just keep farming backpacks, and hopefully you can get it. But yeah, this is the build right here. It's very fun to use, running around with the pistol, and it's a ton of fun. Let me know what you guys think about the build. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have any recommendations, hey, let me know. Always here to see what you guys have to say. And just to finish off the video, let's put a little bit more gameplay so you guys can see the end of this control point, right? So we're gonna have the big tank come in a second, right? We have these two little shield guys, and we have the boss right there. So this is where you're gonna see both skills focus on an enemy and literally drop him in a second. So we have this one, we have a guy here. So both skills, well, that was kind of easy, but so I'm gonna actually take this one. Both skills are focused on the tank right now. So we just picked up the boost, and then look at this. Just look how fast his armor starts to go. Skills can do everything in this game. But yeah, that's the build, guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. We'll see you in the next one. Hey, Nothing But Skills is out.